Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here, and I'm back for another crafty video. So, this time, you know how I was making my index cards, my topsy-turvy index cards for my napkins, so that they can go in my bookcase and I'll be able to flip through and see what's there. I thought, well, one thing I really do need to address is the elephant in the room. Get out! There's no room for you. No, sorry. Not that elephant in the room, you know. We won't say anything about that elephant in the room. The elephant in the room being the state of my napkins. So this is not the napkins that sit in the bookcase. So those clearly need to go in the bookcase, and those. But these are the ones that I have where I've got one of each one I've got that are in use. Now I'd love to say this is how they look. I wouldn't love to say it, actually. I'm ashamed to say that this is how they look, but this isn't how they look because this is how they look. Why have one when you can have two? So what I thought we might do together is try and get these into some kind of order. No guarantees. I just wanted to kind of get some things, get them out, because they're not. I'd love to say they were all nicely filed away in here. See, that should go in the master pile, but I wanted to get them all out and try and sort them out into different categories and sort out these are the embarrassing ones where they've clearly just got screwed up in there, which is terrible, and I wanted to just be honest with you and say, look, this is what my napkins look like, and I am ashamed of it, but it happens. So I'm going to move all of the ones that are screwed up out of the way first, and I just wanted to sit and, you know, whittle away some time with you whilst I go through these, trying to flatten them out and make it so that I can actually see what I've got. Then I can sort them out. Once I know what I've got, I can sort them out into being, you know, flowers and birds and that sort of thing. What I'd like to do is try and get them so that they all sit the same way round. So one folded edge, two folded edges open at these sides, so as long as I try and remember that, and then I'm getting them all round the same way. So that's what I intend to do whilst we sit and chat, and you get on with what you need to do, I'll get on with what I need to do. These two boxes, by the way, they started out as being, one was for where I'd used some of the napkins, so you know when you open it out and you've torn a bit out. One was a used pile, and the other one was for where I've not used any of that napkin. But how long did that last for, Dave? Not for very long. You know, by being honest with you, then maybe you can be honest with yourselves and go, actually, Dave, you know what? That's exactly what my stash looks like. And if it doesn't, then you should be very proud of yourself, because it's a step ahead of mine. You know, when you say I'm going to do them like this, and then when you actually start doing it, you forget what you were doing. So if I've got any duplicates, I'm going to put them to one side, because I don't want to keep duplicates in here. I want a single of each. So yeah. So it's currently a day of the week, Wednesday, the 14th of September. I have still got my Etsy sale on in my store. I've got 50% off at the moment, but that ends on the 15th. So at midnight on the 15th of September, so that's tomorrow. So if you do want to buy anything from the Etsy sale, then you need to go over there before then. If not, you'll be buying it at full price, or I guess not buying it at all. One of the two. See, I've got multiple duplicates of that one. So I've had a bit of a sale on, and the reason for having a sale is just because I've got some new ones launching very soon, and those new ones are significantly different. They're ones that I've been spending some time about designing, and hopefully you're going to like them all. So I think there's another 7 kits that I'm going to be releasing. You know what I'm like. I'm a bit prolific on the making. That's a little one, so this must be the elephant in the room. So I'm going to put that to one side. I'll try and remember if I've already got one in the pile. I remember the foxes being already in the pile, so I'll put them there. But by the time I've got to the end of these, I might not remember that I've already put one in. So yes, it's so the sale ends tomorrow. If you're watching this after the 15th, then I'm sorry, it's already ended. But yeah, that's the situation. I've got some, like I say, I've got the new kits coming out. Kits, well, they're not really kits; they're really individuals. I'm not sure. I'm going to move that to one side because I'm not sure I'm going to use it. To be fair, I like it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think I'll use it in the kind of stuff that I make. In fact, actually, did I just put one of these that was a different shape? I did. Oh, no, it is a square one now. Let's put the ones that are a little bit different shape to one side. So, I've been at work today, obviously. Well, I say obviously, it's not obvious unless you know me, but I work full-time as a resource manager for a charity, and it's a busy day today. And then so the charity that I work for, we do something called Men in Sheds, and we do women in sheds, and it's where we teach people to use woodworking machinery and make their own things, and that's one of the many things that we do. But Men in Sheds was designed to help support older gentlemen who are more likely to suffer with loneliness, because men don't talk to each other unless they're forced into a room and zapped with a cattle prod. No, I don't think we're zapping anybody with a cattle prod. What is that? Why is there a big... I must have cut something out of that. So that's a cut up one, so I'm going to put that somewhere else. That's also a cut up one. That's not even a napkin. Don't know why that's in there. Yeah, so it was set up to prevent loneliness amongst older men, and we're talking about people who've retired. Anyway, one of these gentlemen had left our building today and had fallen outside on the pavement, so myself and my colleague were outside assisting him until the ambulance came. So I've got a lot of adrenaline that's still flowing around my body, and I'm tired from last night because I didn't sleep very well last night, and then tomorrow I've got my car going in to have its clutch replaced, and so of course my anxiety is high up again, so I've got to go to bed early because I've got to be up extra early to take it into the garage before I go to work. So I wanted to do something that would kind of just was a bit of, didn't want to be crafting because it gets my brain all up and I just wanted to do something that was quite therapeutic but also was achieving something, like tidying up Dave. So, and also we all get to have a nice view of these beautiful napkins. Now this is a treasure. This is my last one of these. This is like my dodo. It was one from H&M and I absolutely love it. And if anybody has any of these that they want to send me, then I will love you forever, and I'll pay the postage, and I'll pay for them or whatever. But I absolutely love them. Can't get any more. Probably won't want to use that at all. Which is terrible, because like, what's the point in having these things if you don't actually want to use them? Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I can stay consistent with my open, folded, exposed, like completely open edges. That's one of a different shape, so put that over there. That's the little one that needs to go there. It's one of the cocktail napkins. And it's a great way for you to be able to see exactly what I've got. These are the inners, but I keep them if they've got any kind of pattern on them. So I'm going to put these over here, whichever over here is, because You can't see it. Now this has got a B on it. I don't think it's been used though. It's a cocktail napkin. I think it just folds in half. Yeah, no, it hasn't been used. And I think the reason I've got that is because B for Brian. That can go over there. Is that a long one? Or is that one that's been cut down? It's one that's been cut down, Dave. That can go over there. This one's been used. I've already got one of them in the pile. They've been used. Right, okay, that one can go. Has that been used? Or has it just got something stuck to it? Is that one of these ones where you buy them and oh no, it has been used. I thought it was one of those ones where you buy them and you feel like you've been cheated because only one of the quadrants is printed. I don't remember having that in there, but I think I might have put it in. You guys probably say it's already in there. Oh, actually, it's not even a full one, so that's not a full one. That's an inner. That's just a bit, a random bit. That doesn't even have a pattern on it, so I'm not going to keep that. And I know that lots of you keep them and you use them for things, and some of you will be screaming at me saying, but you can use it for this, this and this. Trust me, with the amount of napkins I've got, I do not need to keep any bits that I don't need. Not even a napkin, Dave. Currently being used. That can go there. I've definitely got a copy of that there, yeah. That's currently being used. So these two look similar, but they're not the same. Similar, but not the same. A bit like human beings. Similar, but not the same. No two humans are the same. Even identical twins are not the same. They're individuals. They're individual people with their own personalities and their own identities. I have identical twins in my family. Two of my nephews, obviously two, they're twins, of my nephews are, I've seen those in the pile. I'll put those over here. Two of my nephews are identical twins. That's a used one. That's a, don't know which way around that is. And they were brought up to have their own individual identity. You know, they dressed. Initially, they were dressed similarly because it's just easier to buy two of everything. But as they grew up and became older, they were allowed to choose their own identity and their own careers and that sort of thing. And actually, that's a different shape one. We'll put that there. And actually, they both ended up being plumbers. So, not because they were forced into being identical, but because they wanted to do the same career. So, anyway, just thought I'd say. That's my duplicate pile, isn't it? Yeah. So yes, I've got a lot of napkins. Of those of you that are sat there going, what? How many napkins has this fella got? I've got a lot of napkins. I don't know whether this is an in-use. Oh, it is. It's an in-use one. In use there. This is another one I like. I think this is a. This is another one from H&M. It's William Morris one, I believe. Don't quote me. You might be saying, no, that's not. And you probably know better than I do. Why on earth have I just got a plain black one? Does it have anything on it? No. I have no idea why I've got that in there. These are the smaller ones. Put those over here. So yes, I don't know what, I kind of got sidetracked. I know there's an elephant in that pile, so there's an elephant in the room. We've established that. Shut up, Dave. Can't you? Don't recycle your jokes. I mean, it's good to recycle. Don't get me wrong, but not your jokes, Dave. So I don't know why were we talking about twins. Escapes me. There you go. There's one being used. Yeah. So I wanted to just do something to relax my mind, so that my mind was de-stressed. So so that I can go to bed and sleep, not go to bed and lie awake thinking, like getting all, you know, all excited about having made this. Also, if you overstimulate my brain will keep me awake for days on end. So I know we've got some of them in this pile, so I'll put that over there. It keeps me awake. I'd love to say that the next time you see these napkins, this is what they're going to look like. I am not promising you. I know we've got one in this pile of that, and I know we've got one of these. I don't remember putting this in, so I'm going to put it in. You might say yes, it's already. It's like playing a very slow game of Snap. This is another one of those, but in a different colourway. One of the ones that the William Morrissey ones. Again, don't remember whether I've got that in there. That one I've definitely have got. Can't remember putting that in here, but you might say I already have. I've definitely got that in there. I've definitely got one of those. See, this is what happens. Don't remember putting this in. I remember that one. It was like only 2 seconds ago. I can just about cope with that. I think I remember putting one of these in, but I'm going to put another one in because I can't be sure. Got that one in there. This one. That over there. Yes, I've got some of those in there. I've got those. I've just seen those. I've got that because I've just done it. Don't have this in there, as far as I'm aware. Like I say, my memory's terrible, so you might say, no, that's already in the pile. But never mind, I'll find it when I'm sorting out. So good. At least I'm sorting some of the duplicates out. It doesn't have to be perfect. There is no such thing as perfection. So there's a used one. Let's get rid of this. Let's sort this out as well. So I'll just keep neglecting that little pile there. That's a used one. This is one of the Klimt ones. This is also used. I can fold it back up again. Yeah, that's a bit used. Let's fold this up. This is one these are ones that I used the other day, aren't they? When I was decoupaging those tachograms. Oh, I know that Ozjan asked me a question regarding the one of the books that I'd had out. Sorry, that's a blank one. She'd asked me about the these Kew garden books. Let's just have a look. It started to take apart, I think. So this is beautiful flowers. Sorry, I started to take that apart. That one, and this one, and wanted to know what the ISBN were of those. So I don't know is the answer. Let me have a look and see if I can find out. Thought I'd just mention it in this video, because if I don't do it now, I'm sorry, I'm not going to remember. Don't you just love it when they just stick a sticker over the bit that you need to see? But you can bet your bottom dollar, if you didn't want it to peel off, it would. So the ISBN for this one is 9781398803619. That's for that one. Kew Gardens. So that's the Royal. I knew it was something to do with Royal Botanical Gardens Kew. And then this one is a beautiful flowers colouring book. Again, it's got the very similar plates in it, the Kew Garden style plates, and that's ISBN 9781789501056. Okay, so sorry, just thought I'd do that now because I just suddenly thought about it. So yeah, so Jan. I hope that's kind of helped you. Anyway, I don't know what I was talking about now. Something earlier I was talking about. I was definitely talking about something. What it was, I have no idea. Now, I have one that's similar to that, but I don't think it's that one that's in this pile. I know it's further down here somewhere. Oh dear. No, it's got, see, there's one there. It's got, that one's got birds on, and this hasn't. So I'm going to put this back, put this in the pile. Open, open. Is that just the two folds together? That's the two folds together, that's fine. So that, making duplicates, they can go there. So these are in use. So what I might do, I'd love to say what I might do is I might iron these flat so they go, well, not iron them flat. Sorry, I don't do any ironing, to be fair. I iron what I need. Or if I'm ever at gunpoint, did it too much. I think I've overdosed on ironing. Did it too much for a living. It tipped me right over the edge. That's not even tissue paper, Dave. Sorry, napkin paper. That's a being used one. That's a full one. Go there. These are going to look nice because they'll be all nicely stacked together. Don't know whether this is already in that pile. It is, so that can go in the duplicates. As far as I'm aware, I don't have that. It's already starting to look much better. Now then you end up with these bits. Let's just move these bits out of the way. There's one of those. Put that in the pile. That's a used one. So yes, it's like I say, my car is going in for its clutch tomorrow. I've been already been told how much that's going to be, so it's to rip that off. It's going to be £400, £400 of which I don't have, but I'm trying not to worry about too much about the money side of things. That's another reason for having a bit of an Etsy sale, is I was hoping to have raised some extra cash for it, but not enough. So that's the wrong type of tissue. The wrong type of tissue. So yeah, you know what? Well, you know what the cost of living is like these days. It's just absolutely appalling. And I'm trying to. I've got my fingers in my ears and going la 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 la, because like I hate to think what's going to happen when I have to put the heating on. My electricity bill, well, my energy bill, because I have combined electricity and gas bill, is I'm paying now what I was paying. I think it was the winter of 2019 when we had really cold temperatures, blizzard-like conditions outside, lots of snow, and we've just had a really big heat wave in the UK, so I haven't had any of the heating on. And I'm paying exactly the same as I did then, so goodness only knows what my fuel usage is going to go up to. This is one of those ones that's a different shape. This is a little one. That's a used one. Oh, it's quite scary, really. Actually, like I say, try not to think about it. Try not to let it overwhelm me, because these things have a habit of overwhelming me, sending me into a spiral, and my mental health getting a bit out of control when I'm worried about things like this. And I need to have a very clear mind when I'm working, because I need to be very focused on what I do and not spending a lot of time worrying about money. But there's things I might have to sell to make some money. Well, besides my work, I mean, I've got bits of things that did have some value. Once I've got my grandma's old China tea set, might have to sell that and see if I can raise some cash. Is there much point in keep? Oh no, there are some. I was thinking if I've torn all of the pumpkins out, you can see I've taken the pumpkins out, or we've got terrible moths. Anyway, just trying to make. I'm trying to change the subject and make light of it all. Because anyway, let's not talk about that because it just overwhelms me. And I don't want to be in that overwhelmed position. I want to be able to go to bed, relax, know that I've calmed down, not panicking about things. So how on earth did we get on this subject? I don't know. Let's move on, shall we? Cost of living, I think that's what we're talking about. So anyway, do I need to keep the tiny weeny bits? Yes, I do, because they've got flowers on. Has this got anything on it worth keeping? It looks like I've blown my nose on this piece. Do you know what? It's got bits on it, but like I don't know, is it something? Do I need one of those little scrap bags for napkins? Am I going to be cross with myself for having kept things like this? I mean, let's get rid of that. Don't need that. I might get myself a little plastic bag to put some of these in. You know, like I've got my little scraps bag for paper. I might have a little scraps bag for little bits of napkins. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do if I'm going to keep them, I'm going to keep them and use them in like a collaging thing, like I've used all of those other little bits up. So if it's tiny, it's going in that little pile there. See, look how screwed up some of these get if you don't look after them. There. Is this an in use? I thought it was, but no, it isn't. It's just one of those ones where you feel like you've been cheated because it's only got it on one quadrant, and the quadrant I'm going to have facing up is the blank quadrant. So, like I say, it just feels a little bit therapeutic knowing that I'm kind of addressing the elephant in the room by sorting out the raggedy bits of napkin. I'm going to tear that bit off, and that's going to go in that pile, and this bit is going to get folded up and be put over there. What is that? That's another little bit that's probably not worth putting in the pile. This is another one of those napkins with like all the pumpkins on. I've clearly ripped most of the pumpkins out from, so that's going to go on there. What's this? This is one of mine. This is the kind of robin I was looking for the other day when I said to Brian, pass me a robin napkin. That was the size that I meant. Is that a full size one, or is that one that's been... No, it's got one with a massive hole in it. Is that a full size one, or has that been torn? No, that's a full one, Dave. It's just a little bit worse for wear. I think it needs folding properly, that's why. Yeah, that's what it needs doing. It needs folding properly, so all the edges meet. I've just realised I haven't taken the stuff out of the tumble dryer. That's another thing I need to stop using. I'm going to buy myself one of those clothes airers that I've got very high ceilings, so that's which makes it terrible for heating. But I don't know whether it's worth keeping that. I'll keep it for now anyway. So I'm going to get one of those old-fashioned clothes dryers that you hoist up to the ceiling. I'm going to get one of those and sell them on Amazon. So I think I'm going to treat myself one of them because I'm not going to be able to afford to have the tumble dryer on. The only thing I will have to tumble dry, I know that sounds like first world problems when I say have to tumble dry, but the only thing I have to tumble dry are towels. I cannot stand a scratchy towel. You know, if you dry towels on the line and they go like concrete. It's like drying yourself and exfoliating at the same time. Can't cope with that. So I'm gonna have to. But most of the stuff I dry just in the house. If the weather's not nice enough for it to go outside, I'll dry in the house. But I thought if I have one of those things that can hoist up to the ceiling, it can dry without getting in the way. So I do have a clothes horse, but it just, when you put your clothes on the airer and it's just hanging around in the living room, and then it gets in the way because you're moving it from one place to another, because wherever it is, it doesn't matter where you put it, it's always in the wrong place. So it's just, well, you know, I've got some vouchers coming up from, I've done a couple of, I do online surveys and that sort of thing. I've done some surveys recently, and I've been, that's one of the ones that I've made, one of my own napkins there. Shall I put it in the used thing, or shall I put it in the... No, I'm going to put it in the unused thing. Yeah, so I've done a couple of survey things, and I get paid in vouchers for them. So I get like Amazon vouchers. So I shall use my Amazon vouchers to purchase a clothes dryer. Although I do also need to buy myself a new fridge freezer. And why is everything so expensive? I tell you what, being single, living alone, I don't mean single, I'm not single now, I realise, but when I have been single for quite a long period of time, and living alone, I still live alone, it's very expensive. The cost of living for one person is more expensive than for 2 or 3, because you have to buy, I still have to heat the house the same as I would do if there was more of us. I don't have less rooms in the house because there's only one of me. That's tissue paper, Dave. Oh look, there's a piece of that rare gem that I've got just one solid one of, and a bit in use. That's one of my favourite napkins, that. And it's my favourite one because I did use it to death. It was Brian's favourite one as well, so it got used from both angles. Tiny, let's put that there. About that one. There you go, it's a bigger piece. Oh, it's all falling now. So I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, about drying things, I think. What was I saying? I don't know. I might have moved on from there. Like I said, I don't have a memory. Really don't have a memory. And then the other thing is, it's about, cost of living, single person, that sort of thing. And the other element of that is because of my my condition, I need to sorry, I've thrown that one over there because that's not a napkin. It's one of those thicker tableclothy things that I don't really like the feel of. That's a little piece, and it's one of my own made ones, so I'll put that there. I have sensitivity in my fingers and my toes, and so one of the things I'm not supposed to do is get them very cold. So, and I will just say, you should never be cold. It's really bad for your respiratory system to get cold. Dropping below 18 degrees is very bad for you. I think what I need to do is I just need to move to a hotter country. Might be the answer. Me and Vic have talked. We've talked about maybe one day moving abroad, but it's not on the cards yet. Worcester can't cope with the heat. He's definitely not going to be moving anywhere yet. We'll have to wait until Worcester is no longer in the picture before we do any moving. So, bless him, I love him to bits. Well, I love them both to bits. And Brian, I love him to bits as well, so I couldn't leave Brian, so But maybe in the future I might retire to a warm country if I can afford to retire. That's another thing. One day maybe I'll be able to afford to retire. One day. The folding up of these doesn't. I'm kind of losing the will to live on the folding up of those. I've got far too many napkins that are just clearly on the go, and I'm sure I've got one of these already on the go. Is this one that is full size? I don't think that's been cut, you know. I think that was just 2 pieces. Was it? Oh no, it has been cut. It's fine. It's me. Forget it. Don't listen to me. Don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, well, that's another one being used. See, look, the used pile is far too big. Some lovely little bits of. I think that was one that somebody gave me. One of this butterfly one, which is lovely. It's got some lovely butterflies on there. Yeah, look at that. I've also got a bit of a funny tummy at the moment. So that's one of the other reasons why I wanted to just sit and just be quiet for a bit, because I'm feeling a bit. I think that's one of the little tiny ones, cocktail style napkins, that's just got squishy squashied. Needs to go on there. Oh, this is one that I think Christina sent me. It's one of the Australian ones. So it's not going to be a hugely long video today. Has that been used? Of course it has been used. It looks like it's been chewed, David. I don't know about used. I obviously got hungry. Nibbled a bit off the corner there. Look at these. This is terrible. Oh, that's one of the inners, isn't it? Yeah, it's not worth keeping. It's all completely squashed, mashed into oblivion. What's this? It's one of those ones with like the skeleton leaf on. Oh, Worcester's starting to have a growl about somebody. Some tulips from Amsterdam. I don't know whether they're actually from Amsterdam, but they're definitely tulips. Oh, this is a pretty one. Don't know. Can you hear him growling? I'm sure you can. The other day, I meant to apologise actually. The other day I was doing the video, my live I think it was, on Sunday, and I didn't realise that you could hear next door's dog yapping in the garden. I should have apologised for that. Hello, Worcester. Oh, look, you've got your hackles up. Bless you. Is it terrible that they've walked past? You're going to be going out soon, so don't you worry, don't you fret. You'll get a walk. It's not like you should need to be jealous of them. So, I've just got a sudden itch on my arm. So yes, I meant to apologise for them barking in the background. So if you could hear an annoying yap, I'm really sorry. They've got the new next door neighbours have got two little what are they called? They're 2 little dogs, Dave. I thought that was an unused one then, but there's a hole there, so it's fine. It's going there. What are they? Jack Russells. I've got 2 Jack Russells and a little Staffy. They're beautiful dogs. Obviously Worcester just doesn't like them. But yes, they were yapping in the background because they spend a lot of time. They've got a garden because they're at the back. So I live in a back-to-back, like a small 2-bedroomed back-to-back. And if you don't know what a back-to-back is, don't be surprised, because I didn't know what a back-to-back was until I moved up here. But yeah, so they live in one of the back properties, and they have gardens because they're at the back, and I live on the roadside, so I don't have a garden. So I have well, that's an unused one, but it's just completely mashed. So I only have like a little. It's not even. Well, I was going to say it's not even a yard, but I think that's about as deep as it is, like a yard deep by about 5 yards across, and that's it. So, why is that even in there? It's a Subway napkin. I don't think I need to keep that, Dave. But nice of you to have it. That's taking the keeping of napkins a little bit far. Yeah, so these little bits I'm going to use those in a project. I'll use them up, so that as well. That can go there. Okay, so let's get these out. And I want to do, I'm probably not going to get all of this done, but I want to do the bulk of it so that I can, let's move those out of the way. Move the bits, because I've got these balanced on top of the bin, and I couldn't throw anything away, so I can throw it away now because I can get to the bin. So this is one that's been used. I can go in the used pile. Obviously they're used. I put them over there. That's used. That's my little pile, isn't it? It's my pile of little bits, so I need to keep that separate. Keep that separate. So that's one that's not been used. Going to go in there. I've got one of those in the pile. I've got one of those in the pile. I don't know whether I've got one of those. I'm going to put it in the pile. You might be going, no, Dave, you've already got one of them. I've definitely got one of those that's been used. But anyway, if I've got a duplicate in the pile, it's not a huge problem. It's just I don't want to have lots of duplicates in the pile, so that's another used one. I'm going to fold that up like that. Don't know whether I've got that one, so I'll put it in for now. I'm really pleased with myself. I don't know what that is stuck to that. I'm really pleased with myself. I feel like I'm accomplishing something. Is that different? No, it's the same as that, Dave. That's a duplicate. That's one of the ones from Australia. It's not a used one, is it? No, it isn't. It's just a badly folded one. I don't think it was badly folded. I think it's got badly squashed. Don't think I've got that. That's one of the unusual shaped ones, so move these out of the way. It's not unusual shape. I mean, it's a rectangle there. It's not like there's some unknown shape that nobody's ever heard of, but as in it's not one of the square ones is what I meant. That's a little. I've lost me cocktail napkins. One of the cocktail ones. That's a piece of tissue paper. I'm not sure I've got one of them. I think I have, but I don't know. I'll put it on the pile anyway. I'm not sure I've got one of them. I remember having one that was did I have a used one? Yes, I had a used one. I couldn't remember if it was a used or a duplicate, but I think it was a used one. I've just put that in there, and that's one of the used ones. That's an unused Father Christmas one. Way round. That's an unused fawn one. I think I had a used fawn one. That sounds appalling. A used fawn. A mappy one that's not been used. I've definitely got a bunny, I'm sure I have. I don't know, I can't remember. There's that one. I think I've got a Londony one in there. I'm sure I have. I've definitely got one of these in there. That's a slightly different style to this one. I don't remember having this one in there. Put that there. Don't have that. I've got one with the biggest, these, whatever these are. I've got one with a bigger version of those on that I've got in that pile, but not that one, I don't think. I've got that. Oh, I don't have that one. I don't have that one. I don't have this one because that's the one I thought wasn't used, but it was. This is one of the cocktail ones. These are called, I don't know what you call them in your country, but like we call them a cocktail napkin in the UK. Another cocktail napkin. There's another unused one. I've got that in the pile. I've got that in the pile. I've got that in the pile. I don't have that in the pile. I don't have that because I can't pick it up. No, I can't. Being melodramatic, I can't pick it up. Oh no, I did. I've got that. I've got that. I've got that. This is a used one. No, it's not a used one. It's an unused one. It's just not folded very well. I've got that. That's one of the different shape ones. That's a piece of fabric, Dave. There's not even a napkin. Oh, I don't have that. Which way around is that? They all open sides. Yeah, that's that way around. Don't have that, but that's in that pile. That I've already got. Yep, and that's two of those. Don't remember this being in there. I'm going to put it in. Duplicate. I've got that in the pile. I don't have this as far as I remember. Two can play at that game. Haha. I might not have a lot, but I have my sense of humour. So I don't know much, but I know what. I don't know. That's I don't have much. It's I don't know much. I don't know much, but I know I love you. Oh, it's clearly I'm not going to be going to busking to get any extra cash, am I? Stick to what you know best, Dave. That way around. Yeah, I've got that. What is that? A piece of snippet roll. Yeah, I've got that. These are just innards. See, look, I have so many innards. I don't really need to keep all the innards. This is a used bit. This is a not used bit, but it's a duplicate. Then I've got that in there. I've got that. Oh, there. Used bits. Got that. Got that. Don't know about that one. Possibly in the pile, but don't know. That's a used bit. That's a very, very used and squashed bit. In fact, I can't actually flatten that down. That's the best I can do. These are just some blank ones. This is a wrong type of tissue. And that. See, there's some different. Found some different ones here now. That. Don't know whether that's in here, but we'll put that on the pile. I think I had one of these and I thought it was unused, but it ended up in that pile because it had been used. That's been. We've got one of them. We've got one of them. I think I've got one of them in there. I've got one of them in there. I don't think I've got one of these. Oh, I can't remember. Maybe put that in there. I don't remember putting one of these in there. I've got one of those. Can't remember. I don't know. Put that there. Got one of those. I don't know whether I've put one in that isn't a used one. I'm going to put it in. And then I don't have one of these, I don't think. And I don't have one of these. And I don't have one of those. But I do have one of them. And one of them. Put one of them in there. Hide it from Brian. Don't tell him I've got a spare one. Put that in there. Put that in there. I don't know. I'm going to put it there. I'm not sure about this one either. Put that in there. I think I've got something similar, but I don't know whether I've got the same. Put that in there. That's the problem with some of them, is you have duplicates that are very similar. I don't have that as far as I'm aware. Did I put one of these in? I can't remember whether I've got one of the sunflowery ones. I put another one in. I say another one, I mean hopefully it's not a duplicate, but it may well be. I think I put this in. I think it's one of the first ones I put. Oh, let's put another one in, Dave, because I would hate to not have it in the pile. I don't have one of them. This is a cocktail one, isn't it? Yeah, that's a cocktail one. I've got that. I've got that. Oh, I can't remember. Put that in there. I've got that. Okay, so let's move to the scratty bits now. So that's a little bit. I'm going to use that up. That's one that's been used, so that's going to go in the use pile. That's a scratty bit. Scratty bit. Scratty bit. Keeping the scratty bits separately. So that's a scratty bit. No, it's quite a fairly substantial piece, Dave. Put that there. That's a fairly substantial piece. Press them down. They look like they're towering, but they're not really when you press them down. This is a bit of... I think this is the bleed through of a... It is. It's the inner. There's a scratty bit there of a Union Jack. The scratty bit. That's one of the cocktail ones. Who knew? Who knew I had so many napkins? Well, I did. We established on Sunday that I've got like 200 different styles. So, which is, I know it's terrible. It's naughty. Maybe that's what I need to sell, is my entire napkin collection. Not that there are only many people that would buy it, because it might be worth millions to me, but you know, there aren't many people in the street that would think, oh, that's worth so much money. Most of them would probably be checking to see if I need my head read. So, what's he keeping all of these things for? Like I say, I really don't envy the person that's going to have to clear out after my demise. So, because they don't see the value like we do. But you know, I mean, like, you know, I could be haunting them and laughing and thinking, that'll teach you. Oh, now is that just a squashed one? And it's just a squashed one. It hasn't been used, but I think I've got that in the pile. I think I have it. It's one of the Christmassy ones which were down here. Oh, maybe it's not there. Thought the Christmassy ones were around here. I do have it, yeah, so that's going to be a duplicate one that can go there. This is a used one. This is a bit of one. Let's tear that bit off. Put that there, put that in the pile. This is two together. This is crushed, used and crushed by the emotional state. I don't know whether I've got that, you know. I think I have. Oh, let's put it in the pile down. Otherwise, you'll be like, oh, I don't have a version of that. I think that's been used. Yes, it has. That's used. Don't have that. Is it used though? Can't tell. Is it one where or is it just one that's like only... Oh no, it's a used one because I've obviously cut it. Okay, didn't realise that. This one. Unused. Unused. Unused and squashed. Piece of fabric again. Oh, unused one, I think. Don't remember using it anyway. Yep, it's an unused one. That's one of my own homemade ones, but again unused, so can go in that pile. That's a used piece. This is one of my own homemade ones again. Has it been used? No, it hasn't. I did start out really good trying to get these all flat, but now it's taken longer than I expected. So I've started speeding up a bit. No, there's no point keeping that. There's not much pattern on it, nor those. Yeah, there's not much pattern on those. That's fine. That's that. I think I've got a piece of this already in that pile, but never mind. Well, I mean, it's a matter. It's not about the pile. I was going to put it in there, but I thought, no, don't skimp on it. I was just going to put it in there because it was going to be easier. But no, I'm gonna follow my own rules, Dave. You can't change your rules now. That looks like somebody's just blown their nose on it, Dave. It's honestly, it's like having really bad, like, case of napkin moths. They're a special breed, those napkin moths. You know, they come and chew everything up. Now that's a piece of rice paper. It's not even a piece of tissue paper. So that's going to go over there. That's just a piece. It's like a not cocktail napkin that's got used. Oh, these have got like these feathers. I remember using this. I can't remember what I made with it, but I remember using it. I'll peel that bit off because that's just hanging out. That can go in that pile. That's another piece that can probably go in that pile. Yeah, let's put it in that pile. That pile there I'm going to use. So next video that you see me do, I'm going to use them up. I'm going to overlay them onto some collaged paper and collaged napkins with them, because otherwise I will just have them forevermore and never use them. They'll get squashed at the bottom of the thing again and never get used. So what's this one? Has this been used? Yes, of course it's been used. It's like tiniest bit of it has been used, but this one again, yep, used. Beautiful napkin though. I think it was one that was given to me. Little bit. Put it in the pile, Dave. Yeah, a little bit. Little bit. Little mix. Oh look, there's that. That's the bigger version of that other one. I don't know whether I put the big version in now. I saw the little version and mentioned it, but I don't remember why I was mentioning it. Put that in there. It's got a letterbox on it. There's not much else besides. There's a used piece. This is a used one. Can't really tell. Oh yes, it is. It's a used one. Let's put that in there, Dave. If it's too small to fold, I can't be bothered. It's going in the going in the use it up, Dave pile. Yeah, there. Go in the pile. Oh, pretty one that doesn't look like it's been used. Oh, it is, has been used. Is that a pretty one that's not been used? Oh no, it's a pretty one that has been used. It's a bit that's used. That's a bit that can go in the pile of use it up, wear it out. Ain't nothing left in this whole world I care about. 1, 2, 3, shake your body down, shake it on down. 1, 2, 3, shake your body down, shake it on down. 1, 2, 3, shake your body down. Ah, freak! Oh, I'll freak if that falls over and it goes horribly wrong. Right. See, look, the folding has gone wrong. So they're all now all sorted. So these can go nicely together. I keep the folded edge at the top, and hopefully they all sit in there nicely, and they play nice together. They don't look like they've been screwed up and shoved in there. Oh, perfect, Dave. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? And then those are also ones like that. They can go in there too, so they can go down there like that. And then we'll have these ones that are the different shaped ones, and they can go there. That's a little one. These can go. Oh, I'll turn that around the other way. That one, I guess, is more that shape, so I'll put it in there. Put that in there. Oh my gosh, Dave, you've actually accomplished something. And then this, so these are those are the duplicates, so they can just get filed away again. And then this is my pile of being used, got to be used up. So I'm going to have to sort these out better than this. So this is not sorted out properly in any way, shape or form. But this is just going to, at least I can put them back and know that I've got one separate pile that is unused stuff and one separate that is used stuff. That can go on there. This is still going to look a mess, I will just point out. But it'll be an organised mess. I'll put them in there, and it's tidier than it was. And they can go in there. So cool. So that's what we've managed to do. So those two horrible piles of napkins are now a bit more sorted. They definitely look a lot more organised, and then these can get piled back into the stock. And put those bits. No, Dave, not that. That's a bit of fabric. We need to put that somewhere else. That's a bit that belongs in my pile here. That goes over there. And then these need to go in something. My mouth. No, don't put them in your mouth, Dave. What's this? Sorry, I've just found another one. It's a little cocktail napkin that's not been used. So that can go in there. So, I don't know. I don't have anything, I don't think, to hand that they can go in. But, I will find something off camera that they can go into for now. Oh, hang on. What's this on the floor? I think we can utilise this. So we're going to put one of these into here. And there we go. I'm going to use them up next time. So, thank you very much for sitting with me and helping me to sort my napkins out. I hope well, at least I kept you company. So, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you don't already do so. I'd really appreciate it if you did. And don't forget to leave a comment if you want to. I've gone all goosebumpy. I don't know. Oh, look how goosey I've gone. So yes, goosebumps. Who knows what that's for? Somebody's obviously walking over my grave or stamping on it. No, mine look. Yes. So my name is Dash of Dave. Don't forget, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and look after those napkins better than I did. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of love, lots of hugs, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Bye. Bye.